Hi, guys. Welcome to your favorite late night sessions with your one and only Bean. Today, we're spilling the beans with the amazing South African actor, television presenter, and director, and super dad of five, Hlomla Dandala.
How are you doing?
I'm great. Welcome to Late Night Sessions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So, please tell us a little bit about yourself. Just give us a bite size
Oh
into
my
your
God.
bio. Just a bite size.
That's the worst thing you can ask anyone. Hlomla Dandala, South African actor, director, producer. Um, yeah, I've been lucky enough to have a 30 plus year career, which has been really, really good to me. Um, I'm a family man. And yeah, anything else is possibly available on Google or Twitter.
Yeah. Great stuff. So, who would you say, or what would you say, inspired your journey into the industry? I mean, it's been 3 decades, but I'm sure along the way.
Well, there's been a couple of people who inspire you. You always run into people who are doing what you'd like to be doing or doing things in a way that you'd like to improve. Either
Yeah.
way, you're inspired. So, there's been the great achievers, obviously. I grew up in the ages of ball, Ken Gampu and Abamsho, Somizi's dad, actually,
Yeah.
and a few others, where I grew up imitating them and didn't realize I was actually practicing for what would turn out to be a career. So there are a few, as I say.
Yeah.
Even more that John Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up watching them on stage. And more deepers. The first play I saw actually was back in 1979, I think. Yeah, 79, and I was on my father's shoulders watching Bongeni Ngema do a play. I can't remember what it was called. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that already sparked something in you.
And that sparked something in me all those years ago. Yeah.
So, what, in your opinion, is the biggest challenge in the entertainment industry at the moment?
Accessibility.
Yeah.
Accessibility, cornering the market. Yeah, it really is about accessibility. So the thing is, in our industry, it's a volumes industry. So if I make a movie and I make it and only 10 people watch it, it doesn't matter how good it is, that movie is considered a failure.
Yeah, it would just fall through the cracks.
Correct. And the reverse is also true. If I make an average or below average film that's watched by everyone, that movie is considered a success. So it really is about a numbers game. And so the challenge is making sure that young Sipho and Spogazi in Mutu or someplace like that access to the content that I create. And we're sitting in a place now where we should be a Pan-African industry.
Yeah.
The stuff we create should be watched in Lagos. The stuff in Lagos should be watched in Nairobi. The stuff in Nairobi should be watched in. We should be a continental industry. And if we crack that, then we become a global industry. But that's also the single biggest challenge.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And what are some of the misconceptions or myths that you've come across that people have about the entertainment industry and its public figures?
The easiest one is if you're on TV, you're rich.
Well, not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. So many people assume that just because you're on television, it somehow translates to money. And yet they also don't pay their TV license or they steal the content or copy it or whatever. So you kind of go, well, then where do you think the money's coming from?
Where do you think the money's coming from? Yeah. Okay, no. I guess this is an eye opener and the PSA to everyone to pay what's due so that we don't have broke artists.
Please.
So I'm going to deviate into something else.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard quite a number of times about toxic masculinity and healthy masculinity, especially this year where we're trying to change the narrative on so many things.
Yeah.
But what does the term conscious masculinity say to you?
Well, masculinity until most recently has been about Ngindoda, and so it comes with certain rights. And nobody talks about the responsibilities of being a man. That's just the first thing right off the bat. Is masculinity has to do with understanding one, your role in society. It has to do with recognizing the responsibility that comes with that role. It has to do with understanding the challenges that we've inherited as men in 2020. It's very easy to go, no, not all men are trash. It's much harder to recognize why people say men are trash and recognize that, look, this is my responsibility to correct this image. It may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility.
Yes. That makes sense. That makes sense. And on a lighter note, on the happier side of things, you are a super dad of 5. I mean, that's a full house. And how's that been for you?
It's been chaos.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you're dealing with, you're basically herding cats. It's like having...
And throwing in some teenagers there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. I have teenagers in the house. I have... Oh, goodness. In a few months, it's going to be 4 teenagers in one house.
Oh, okay.
And the thing about teenagers is that they're unimpressed.
They're not impressed about anything. You can do everything you want, but...
Hey, look, I made you this amazing meal. Nah. Hey, look, let's spend some money and go to New York. Nah. Yeah, they just...
But I mean, later on in life, we do look back and be like, I actually appreciated those things. I just don't know what was going on in my head.
Yeah, by then I'm either dead or my brain doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, in a bid to raise better men for tomorrow, what values do you think are critical to communicate to young boys and young men of today?
There are a lot. Courage is the first one. Young boys need to learn to be brave, and I don't mean the kind of bravery that we were taught as young teenagers and young boys, where before courage meant that I could fight back when somebody was bullying me. Courage meant that if there's a fracas at school and someone spits at me, I am required to then punch the teeth out of his mouth.
It was more physical courage.
Yeah. It was very much that kind of toxic masculinity. Or you're crying, what kind of manner? And so now in this new age, courage means something else. Courage, it takes a great courage to be honest, for instance.
Yeah.
It takes great courage to stand up to bullies who are not necessarily bullying you, but bullying someone else. So it's much easier to hold the phone and record the thing so you can post it for likes. It's much, much harder to step in and go, no, you can't do that. It's much harder to be a protector. It's much harder to receive the wrath of female trauma that is not, like I was saying earlier, that is not your fault. You learn that, listen, I'm not talking to the person right now. I'm talking to the trauma that she suffered because of somebody I share a gender with. And so it's not my place to defend myself. It's my place to stand there and receive it and genuinely hear it so that I can learn to be better and I can share better wisdoms with other guys. It's a new day. It's a new kind of courage. It's the courage to stand up and cook for the family. It's the courage to redefine what manhood is. And because we're kind of sitting in that interesting space where we know what we shouldn't be, but we don't know what we should be as men. So it takes a great deal of courage to then step into the unknown and what will have to be repeated by many, many other males.
Yes, there's a lot of unlearning to do.
Correct. But you can't unlearn, you see. That's the thing. It's a misnomer.
That's the thing. You just have to learn a new thing.
Precisely.
Altogether to erase what you had learned before.
Exactly. And that's scary. Very, very scary to have to learn something new and to learn it by yourself. So you don't even have somebody teaching you. You have to stand there and go, I know what my dad and his brothers and my grandfather did, but I'm choosing a different way. Yeah.
It's really trial and error, but it's needed.
It's needed.
Yeah. And how do you think these existing gender norms and social expectations, societal expectations, impact how we raise the girl child? And how are you changing this narrative in the way you're raising your daughters?
Well, for one thing, you see, I'm finding that with my girls, there's enough people in society that are encouraging them to have a voice. And all I need to do is stand back and go, I'm listening. Speak your voice.
Yes.
Speak your voice. So there's not a hell of a lot of unlearning that my daughters have to do. They just need the courage to stand up and express themselves. Whereas with boys...
We're really lucky that in the times that we're living in, women are really being given the voice now.
Correct. Whereas with boys, I have to say, listen, I'm sorry, you can't watch that movie because that movie teaches things that are no longer acceptable as a man.
Yes.
That song, no, you can't listen to that song because we don't call women bitches anymore. It's just...
Yes.
So there's a lot of unlearning for boys, as you said, or rather trying to define the new for boys. Whereas with girls, especially the last 10 years or so, have been just stepping into their power in the most amazing way. And so for a father, I just stand back and go, you go, girl, get that power.
Yes. And what advice do you have for other parents out there in contributing to raising a generation that not only values and nurtures their own personal mental health, but also that of those around them and their friends and their family? Because mental health has been a taboo. It's been a taboo for a long time. And we ourselves are really trying to also focus on it.
Yeah.
So as parents, I think it's also a tricky one.
It's hard because there are no rules anymore, or at least the old rules. Well, I'll tell you what I try and do. Is it's a saying that I like to repeat every so often with people that I have conversations with, is live at the edge of your truth. So if you believe a thing, live at the edge of it. So test yourself against people who don't believe what you're saying and argue hard against it. Engage people who vehemently disagree with your values, because that's living at the edge of your truth. Because it's only when you test that truth against somebody else that you realize, oh crap, I might be limping on this particular issue, or need to strengthen my understanding of that particular issue, and so on. It's like it's something I learned doing martial arts, where my coach would say, look, it's all very well knowing how to do it, but until you get into a fight, you don't know whether you understand it or not. And constantly you are required. You cannot train here unless you get into spars, heavy spars, full contact spars, so that you can catch those punches and realize, oh, I'm not lifting my hand enough, or I'm slow on the block, or whatever the case.
Yeah. And there's always those surprise attacks that you wouldn't have anticipated.
Exactly. So my understanding of what boys should be, or my understanding of gender issues, my understanding of feminism, I need to go out there and speak my truth so that people can push back really hard and go, Hlomla, actually, that is the most archaic thing you've just said, or that's incredibly ignorant, or wow, that's a new truth that I hadn't realized myself. And that's how you grow. That's the only way you can grow.
True. Yeah, true. And I think society is finally catching up to the idea that that is not fair, that there's expectation on working mothers to do it all. So today dads are expected to do more with child rearing, helping around the house, and being the hands-on dad on the development of their kids. So what advice do you have for fathers of young children to be hands-on and still also flourish in their career?
Yeah,
that they can actually do both.
It's mainly because I think the genderizing of certain roles has had to stop, had to come to an end. We are now, people take for granted when you say we live in an information age. Before, we were not in an information age. Before that, we were living in an age of practical, I don't know what you would call it, but where strength mattered. We lived in an age where we did physical labor. And because we did physical labor, and it then stands to reason that men tended to do better at those things than women, simply because they're built stronger. It's a biological thing. But now we step into an information age, and so sorry, your muscles mean nothing, actually. Now it's about your thinking capacity. And if you're a man and you think that your thinking capacity is better than a woman's simply because you're a man, then you are preparing yourself for a serious wake-up call.
You're in for a big surprise.
Exactly. And so the information age has redefined all those roles. And that's why it's important then to learn that, well, if roles are being redefined, if CEOs don't have to be men anymore because we're not doing manual labor anymore, because we're all sitting at a laptop or at a computer, and she can press just as well as you can, then I, as a man, need to start saying, okay, well, then what is my place in this new society that no longer requires my muscles, that no longer requires me to lift and carry things or to fight people with my physical strength because there's a button and a bomb goes. So it's all of those things where, men just have to relearn their place in society.
Yeah, and also learn how to balance, because it's been always the women who balance the household, balance the rearing of the children, balance going to work.
That's part of learning the new role. So if you're a man and you can't cook, if you can't clean, if you're a man and you don't know what's going on with your children's homework, jeepers, what kind of man are you?
True. True. We are now in the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, and I just want to know what is the importance of it to you, and how do you plan on taking part this year?
Oh goodness. Okay.
I know 16 days is not enough. It should actually be the whole year.
That was going to be my preamble. That I don't understand the 16 days of activism. Look, it's something I said somewhere else. I can't remember where I said, when a society has more than 50% of their members of that society under siege, then that society is under siege, period. More than 50% of a society cannot walk down the street without having some kind of fear that they're going to be jumped, raped, killed, stabbed, assaulted, insulted. That society entirely has a problem. And so this idea that 16 days of activism, or at least the role of 16 days of activism for me is about a reminder rather than we care about women issues or GBV in this time only. But number two is, for my part, one of the things that I'm doing is I'm trying to promote an app. There's an app that we created called SOS, SOSS. And what SOS is an app that now increases the ability for people to be protected, especially women, to be protected in in society, one. And the second thing is it encourages and enables people to be protectors at the same time. So to have an active role in protecting all of society. How it works is, imagine on your person right now, one of your earrings is actually a panic button. The watch you're wearing is actually a panic button. The third button on your shirt is a panic button. There's a button on your underwear, on your bra, and there's another one on your left pocket, close to where your hand is, right? And the second you start feeling any kind of threat, whether it's your boyfriend, husband, partner who is stepping up to you in a way that makes you uncomfortable, the second you are walking down a street at night and somebody steps up to you, wherever, at school, somebody is threatening to bully you, wherever you are, the second you feel that, you can press this button. And what the button does is it sends an alert not only to your dad, your brother, your husband, or the cops, your armed response, but it also sends to every single cell phone within 100 to 500 meter radius of you. Meaning that people get an alert that someone is in trouble 60 seconds away from where I am right now. And if they say, yes, I'll go and help, literally people are able to arrive before the guy is able to rape you, before the guy is able to beat you up, so if you think, for instance, of Riva and Oscar as an example, at some point in their conversation, she realized that I'm going to get in trouble with Oscar because he's losing his temper. And she has presence of mind to stand up out of the bed, run down the passageway, get into a bathroom and lock herself up, right?
And in that time, that's the time she can press the button. She would have
pressed the button before she got out of bed. So that by the time she gets into the bathroom, before he can reach the gun, the doorbell is ringing, going, ding gong, ding gong. Guys, are you okay? We've just heard something is going on in here. We've all gotten, and not just one person, but 10 people are at the door. And they suddenly snap Oscar out of his rage because now he's embarrassed. Oh gosh, there's people. I can't kill her in front of people. I can't rape her in front of people. And she becomes a person who was nearly killed by her partner. And he becomes somebody who nearly killed someone. So you've saved both of them. And this you can apply to Uinene. You remember that story?
Yes. When she was at the post office and she felt uneasy, she could have quickly pressed the button and
suddenly the community is there inside 60 to 90 seconds because our premise is that you cannot rape someone in 90 seconds. I don't care how good you are.
No.
Precisely.
It's not possible.
I mean, this is the kind of app that can save people in their own bedroom with their own husbands. Do you understand?
Yes. And it's just perfect because sometimes the cops don't come fast enough, or
our cop response time
neighbors can't hear what's going on.
And an hour. I've buried you.
And in that time,
correct,
you're dead.
And our armed response, the best response time I've ever seen or even read about with armed response is somewhere between 6 and 8 minutes.
And that's too long already.
You've been.
That is too long.
And so ours has been to say, how can we shorten that time, the response time? And the only way you can do that is by saying the entire community is 60 seconds away from you. And help comes in 60 seconds. I mean, I could talk on and on about some of the other add-ons and things that are fantastic about it. But the basic principle around it is that when you are SOS enabled, and it's free of charge, we're trying to get it to free of charge. We're working with all the networks. The idea is that when you are SOS enabled, help is always 60 seconds away.
Yeah. And you are also there to help someone else.
And you need to be able to help someone else. And we don't even expect you to go in there and be a superhero carrying guns and assaulting or anything like that. It's really simple. It's just arriving at a place and going, hello, I'll see. Yeah, we're now with the red top. With the blue shirt. Yeah, I'm talking to both of you. Is everything okay? I'm just checking that everything is okay, so that other people can then arrive. And in numbers, we are safe.
True. Now, this is great stuff. And when can we expect this app? I mean, this sounds like the saving grace.
Yeah. We were hoping to have it ready by now. We're having all manner of technical issues and things to iron out.
Yeah.
The idea is that we want it to be perfect by the time it lands there, precisely because, or by the time it lands with the market, because people's lives will depend on it. So we can't have a technical glitch.
Sure.
Meantime, somebody's life depends on it. We simply can't afford that. So we're very, very close. I can tell you that. We are exceptionally close. But by the idea,
great stuff.
One is hoping that the idea of somebody being victimized, the idea of GBV needs to be as ancient as apartheid. That's the aim.
Yeah. And one more big question. How important is the issue of the rape and sexual abuse and domestic abuse of adult men by women? Because, I mean, GBV it affects everyone. Rape is rape regardless of the survivor's sex, presumed or real gender identity or sexual orientation. I mean, rape is rape. So how important is this issue?
It is politically important. I mean, in South Africa, there's a pandemic where women are getting attacked just in intolerable levels. Having said that, there is an intolerable amount of men being victimized, and so what one has to be careful of is the assumption that GBV means women-based violence. It's gender.
Yes.
If you're a male, you're a gender. If you're a female, you're a gender. It's gender-based violence. And
yes. Because I really feel like sometimes it just ends up feeling like we are just focusing on the women. And as a woman, yes, I understand. We are the gender that gets the sharp end of the stick, But it happens to men too. And we don't want the men to feel like, okay, I can't come out and say this happened to me because...
So again, with SOS doesn't care whether you're a female or a male. If you're a woman, a boy, a girl, it doesn't matter. If you need help right now, you need help right now. And help will arrive in 60 seconds as long as there is at least one person within 100 meters of you. And so we don't make that differentiation. We don't say, oh, no, we're only there to save women. No, we're there to only save girls. We're only there to save any single group. If you're a person in South Africa and you're not SOS enabled, I don't understand why that would be. I simply don't understand why you would not be SOS enabled.
Yeah. So we just have to wait for SOS because SOS sounds like...
Yeah. We're very excited about it. Actually, you can check out some of the details. Go to our website because people have started to sign up even now at sostech.co.za. That's SOSSTEECH.co.za.
Okay. Great. I'll put it in the description box for everyone else to sign up as well. Thank you so much for your time. And now that we're wrapping up the year 2020, how would you describe this year? What have been some of your highlights for yourself personally and your career? I mean,
this year has been
it's been a tough year.
Every single way. And someone needs to please make a T-shirt written "I survived 2020." Really, it's been a challenge, but I'm hopeful for 2021. I really am.
Yes. So, and what's your current media diet? What are you reading? What are you listening to?
Oh
What are
gosh,
you working
I
on?
am reading at the moment something called Supernatural. It's an old book, actually, I'm told. Yeah, it's by Graham Hancock, who's this guy who, yeah, he follows all manner
Okay.
of supernatural. It's not a fiction; it's a non-fiction. Is that what you call it? Yeah.
Okay.
It's this guy who follows ancient teachings and tries to understand some of the non-mainstream medicinal things, and he's just an out-of-the-box thinker. That's what I'm reading. What am I watching at the moment? I've just started watching on something called Mosul, which is a TV series about the Middle East, Kuwait, Iraq, ISIS, all of that nonsense. And then I live on local programming, so I'm all about TV and
Yes.
pretty much everything that is South African I watch. Yeah.
So do you watch yourself on the river?
Never.
That must be weird.
I never, ever watch myself. I haven't watched myself since I think the second episode of Istingo back in 1998. Yeah, I don't watch myself. No.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Hlomla, for your time.
Much.
This has been amazing. This has been amazing. Stay safe, and I wish you a lovely remainder of the year 2020. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning into that lovely episode that I just did with Hlomla. Please do check out my description box to access the link for you to sign up for the SOS app, so that when it's out and it's ready, you guys are well informed and you can download the app. I'm not leaving you guys empty-handed. I'm leaving you guys with Without You by San El Musician featuring Black Motion and Miss P. Enjoy, stay safe, from your bean with the biggest love.
Can't